All right, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halalim, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone for teaching and ruling well in the scriptures. And salutations to Yakim across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. And this is gonna be a quick lesson. This is it's been on my mind, lately with all the demonization, all the things Esau's trying to do. He's just trying to stop the world from really seeing his treachery. He's really trying to stop the world from seeing his wickedness. All right, he's really trying to stop the world from seeing that he is, or this race of people on the earth is the problem, and is the cancer, and is the reason that the earth is in turmoil. All right, as it is. Okay, so through the scriptures you get all kinds of descriptions of the attributes of the wicked. All right, you get all kinds of attributes of people that are ungodly, and the so-called white man, you Edomites, you so-called Caucasian people, you happen to be the wicked because the vibration you put out on the earth is nothing but death, destruction, violence, lies, treachery, rape, rob, murder, all right, deception. All right, because in the end you do not want to be revealed as that wicked nation, so you cover up your wickedness as much as you can, whether it be by your demonic news media, or whether it be by demonizing someone that's upright. But at the end of the day, man, you're being exposed, and this signifies your downfall and your end, because the earth is spewing you out. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you're being revealed in these last days, in these last times, to be what? The villain, the thief, all right, and just the all-out wicked problem of the earth, man. Okay, and this has nothing to do with us. See, what the so-called white man or the Edomites will do is they go on slander campaigns and they'll slander their enemies, especially enemies that speak uprightly and that speak the truth, which is us, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out on the highways and byways. Okay, so you Edomites, or you Caucasian, so-called Caucasian, self-proclaimed white people, I'm going to start saying that. You self-proclaimed white people, all right, this is your end, because you cannot go through the earth, rape, robbing, murdering, stealing, and killing. Okay? So we are in the time of your downfall, your revealing, all right? And there's nothing you can really do about it, because this is all prophecy. Okay? Now I'm going to get this. This is 2 Thessalonians 2. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, all right, the day of the revealing of the devil that the Bible speaks of, except there come a falling away first. And that is going into the fact 2,000 years ago, all right, we started to fall away from our heritage, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Completely, we started to fall away from our heritage, all right, which led all the way up into today, which led all the way up into us thinking that we're black, thinking that we're Mexican, all right, and actually accepting the bywords and terms that another nation put upon us, and that was the falling away from our heritage. Okay, it says, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed. Who is that man of sin? The so-called white man, the self-proclaimed white people. Okay, these are the people and men and women and children of sin, because they do nothing but sin. They lie, they deceive, all right, they oppress. All right, this is the wicked nation of the earth. They are the wicked. It tells you that in Malachi, the 1st chapter, 4th verse. If you want to go and read that, okay, it tells you that this nation of people cannot do righteousness. Okay, and we are living in that time where they're being exposed and they have nowhere to run. Okay. And when this truth comes out, the so-called Jewish people in Israel, they're going to be exposed as well. And they're going to have terrible times because they have lied and they have kept up this lie until now. All right. Proclaiming and taking our nationality, proclaiming and taking our heritage and our land. You're going to pay for all this. This is the time of the revealing of that man of sin. You see, it says the son of perdition, who opposes and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. And this is the stead that the so-called white man or self-proclaimed white man comes in, man. Okay, he has always sat in the temple of the Most High, proclaiming and showing himself as the Most High. How? By going to other countries and giving them ultimatums, and if they don't meet them, he sends destruction. All right, whether he goes to here in the U.S., he legalizes homosexuality and homosexual marriage in all 50 states. Okay, this man is the son of perdition. This man splices genes. This man puts GMOs in your food. This man genetically modifies fruits, vegetables. He genetically modifies water. He genetically modifies the air. This man is the son of perdition. Now I'm going to get the definition of perdition. All right. This is perdition in the Greek.
Strong's G 684. Apoleia.
Okay, it says destroying. So this is a destroying people, and it says utter destruction. So this group of people, the self-proclaimed white race, all right, they are the people that will lead, and they bring everything into utter destruction. Okay, of vessels, a perishing, ruin, destruction of money, the destruction which consists of eternal misery in hell. So for them perpetrating and spreading destruction and danger and lies and deception across the earth, they're going to receive this same thing, because Galatians 6 and 7 says, whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And they sow nothing but destruction, death, violence, all right, misery, oppression. And that's why they're going to receive the same destructive way. That's why Yahushua told Peter to put his sword up. Okay, because anybody that lives by the sword shall die by the sword, roughly paraphrasing, man. Okay, this is what the so-called white man is coming to realize, that he is going to have to pay for all this destruction that he has perpetuated across the earth, man, and all this wickedness. Okay, now I'm going to get this. This is the book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. It says, the thief. All right, so we know that the so-called white man goes from land to land, from sea to sea. And if you have any, like our elder here, Elder Malcolm, has said, he said it best. If you have a gold, silver, platinum, oil, or any natural resource that is of great value, the so-called white man is going to come rape, rob, and murder and steal it from you. Okay, this is how he does it. He perpetuates the lies and propaganda, all right, through his media, and then he sends his military force in. And this is what he's been doing since he's been in rulership, because this is the devil. This race of people, they are the devil that the Bible speaks of. And that word devil means deceiver. All right, it goes back to the Latin word diablos, okay, which means a deceiver, a slanderer, a liar, okay? And all of those words, all of those synonyms, man, it pertains to the devil that the Bible speaks of. And we have found out that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that you self-proclaimed white people, you are the wicked and you are the devil that the Bible speaks of, because of your attributes and because of the things that you do, all right, the things that you perpetuate. It's nothing but wickedness and evil, okay? And you take this to other lands and you slander other people in their land, and you take over their land, and you do it by force, and you do it by evil, unrighteous decrees. And this is the so-called self-proclaimed white man for you, and white race, man, woman, and child. John 10 and 10, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. So it says here, the thief cometh not but for to steal. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple examples. All right. So if you go into Google, all right, U.S. military, all right, gold finding. See if we can find some images. You know, Esau likes to hide his wickedness, so let's see. Crates of gold found by U.S. military. Bear with me. And show you the treachery of the so-called white man, man. And you see, this is the thing, man. He hides his wickedness really well. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. There we go. Let's try this. Okay, so here you go. You can see the treachery of the so-called white man. All right. It says, did the United States steal, all right, there's that word steal, trillions of dollars worth of Iraqi gold? And this is what the white man does. He comes in, okay, he takes your gold, and he takes it for himself, okay? The so-called white man, this is what he does. He rapes, robs, murders, goes into your country, and steals your resources. Okay, and this is perfect because these are the pictures I was looking for. All right. This is all somebody else's gold. All right, that the so-called white man just, leisurely came in, killed and robbed and raped for with his military and with his sword. All right. And this is the treachery, the complete treachery of the so-called white man. Okay. All right, this is the U.S. military, and they didn't just find this gold, they stole this gold, because the white man does not find things. He steals, rapes, robs, and murders for the gold. All right, and this is somebody else's gold that they were saving, their resources. Okay, and what do? They take it back to the U.S. and they use it for profit. All right, so now you can kind of get some, I gave you some imagery. All right. For this verse, John 10:10, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And that's what the so-called white man, as you can see, that's what he does. He comes to steal your resources. He comes to steal your gold. All right, he comes to just steal, rape, rob, and murder. They are the red people of the earth. They are the sinful people of the earth. Okay, they cannot do righteousness. They cannot carry out peace upon the earth. Why? Because they are the wicked. Okay. And with that, when they come into your country, they also destroy your country, man. Okay? All right? So I'm going to get this, make it the world and wilderness. Slocky, bear with me. You know what? This is a great chapter. Isaiah 14:3. This is the days we're living in. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. Who is he going to give rest to? The nation of Israel. All right. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the nation of Israel. You're the children of Israel by blood. All right. The people spoken of in this Bible, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all right, the prophets, all right, the wise men, all right, these are all your ancestors and your and your bloodline, and this is your history. And this is what we're out on the highways and byways telling people, and somehow we're getting demonized for coming back to our nationality, which also proves that you so-called or self-proclaimed white people are the devil that the Bible speaks of, because you're very slanderous, you're very deceptive, you lie. All right. You're putting us in a bad light for coming back to our heritage. Why? Because you know that us being put in a good light means that you're going to be put into that bad light. And that's evident, and it's going to be inevitable at the end of the day, because you're going to be exposed, and this is the beginning of it. Isaiah 14:3. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from thy hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. And we know that the king of Babylon, the present king of Babylon today, is the self-proclaimed white man, because we are in Babylon the Great, because this is a land of confusion. This is why you have transsexuals. This is why you have equality amongst women and men. This is why you have women in power. And this is why you have this is ultimately why you have the so-called or self-proclaimed white man in power, because this is the land of confusion. All right, where anything goes, where wickedness is as the light of the world. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. And that's what's coming for you so-called white people. So you believe that we're going to be persecuted, which we are. It's according to the scriptures. Why? Because we're doing it for righteousness' sake. But you, on the other hand, all right, you're gonna get persecuted for your wickedness and your evil deeds, man, in these last days. All right, and this is prophetic. All right, and there's nothing you can really do about it, man. You see, prophecy rolls through as the Lord wants it to. All right. So this movie and this story, this reality that we're in, is not controlled by you self-proclaimed white people. It's controlled by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is why you're afraid, all right, to lose control of the narrative, which is inevitable. And that's why you're losing control of the narrative, because the narrative was never meant to be controlled by you. It's controlled by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is why your downfall is upon you. Okay. Isaiah 14:6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. And that's the spirit, because I'm gonna get this. All right, I had it already pulled up. Let's see here, bear with me 1 second. Let's go look at what the so-called white man does to the earth after his wars. All right, let's look at Syria after war. Okay. Images. Now, I like to give people visuals, because the so-called white man, he likes to demonize, but he can't get out of the demonization of his wickedness, man. And this is, and all this, all right, this is after 4 years of war. All right, or 5 years of war, excuse me. All right, this is after 5 years of war. This is what the so-called white man does to your habitation. All right, in wickedness. Okay, see, you see. This is what the so-called white man does to your habitation in wickedness. All right, and that's why it says here. All right, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations with anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. All right. Let me get this, actually. This is a preset. This is, actually, you know what? It's going to go right into it. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come upon us. So that's why, all right, these are being built. Because the Lord is exposing, and he's about to get rid of you self-proclaimed white people. Okay? How is he going to do that? How is he going to lay the so-called white man down? All right? Via thermonuclear destructive missiles. All right? Being built by all the countries. All right? Especially Russia. These are the things that are going to lay the so-called white man down, or you self-proclaimed white people down here in America real soon. And you can't demonize us, because this is all the prophecy. This is all the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We have no power. We have no resources. We have no means to build these type of missiles. So this is why you see China. The Lord is using China, Russia, etc. to build these missiles. Why are they building these missiles? All right. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down. The Lord's going to lay you down with these missiles that you've just seen. Since thou art laid down, no feller is come upon us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Okay, this is why you see rumors of wars spoken of in Matthew's, the 24th chapter. You can go read that. Luke, the 21st chapter. All right, because all these other countries are going to be used to destroy America. The Lord uses, all right, and controls the minds of the kings. Okay, tells you that in the scriptures. It says, verse 10, all they that shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become as weak as we? All right, and through the self-proclaimed white man's treachery, all right, and his wickedness, he's becoming weak. All right. And now he's becoming especially weak with us, prophesying his downfall and telling the world the truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And, the so-called white man can't do really anything against it, man, because you have committed all these atrocities, man. Your track record shows for itself. So you can't, you could try to demonize us, but the world is going to see your wickedness. Okay. How can you demonize the people that you've oppressed for hundreds of years? How can you demonize people that actually stand up for themselves, all right, and stand outside of that oppression that you've been giving them for hundreds of years? This shows that you are the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, it says, verse 11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? And I gave you an example of how that was, man. You've weakened the nations, man. Okay. This is homes before the U.S. and Israel, which are both Edomite nations. All right. Came in and destroyed their living and their habitation. All right. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me. There we go. Eastern Ghouta. All right. The UN ceasefire. All right. That previous picture was an earthquake. All right. But these are actual pictures of war. War devastated lands. And who has done this, man? This is Aleppo. Who has done this? The so-called white man. Okay. This is why you're being taken down. You're being exposed to be the destroyer of the earth. Okay. And this is all prophecy. Us waking up, us so-called Negroes waking up to who we are, and you being exposed for who you are. It's all prophecy, man. Okay, let's look at let's get some more examples. Let's look at Iran. Actually, let's look at Iraq. Okay, same thing. Same thing. The U.S. is very destructive, and this is the military here. Okay. The bloodiest battle for Americans in Iraq. And, these people really don't have anything. So, this is the treachery and the wickedness of the so-called white man. They go into your country, okay? They snipe you, they kill you, they bomb you, all right? All the treachery of the so-called white man. And John 10:10 tells you, the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and to destroy, okay? Period, point blank. You Edomites, so self-proclaimed white people, you can't say anything about your treachery being pushed across the planet. It's evident. Okay? Because wherever there's destruction and violence, there you Americans are. With your guns, with your sword. Okay? Okay? There you are. There they are again. So-called American military using their sword for wickedness and destruction, of course. Okay, here they are again in other people's lands, rape, robbing, murdering, kicking in people's doors. See, this is the wickedness of you so-called white people, and you can't get around it, man. You can get mad, and you better get mad and get glad, like Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Because this cup that you've been doing and all this wickedness that you dealt to people, this is about to come back upon you. Okay? Now let's go back a little bit. And this is a picture of Iraq destroyed. Okay? It says Iraq seeks $88.2 billion for reconstruction. And why? For the reconstruction after the U.S., the so-called white man, self-proclaimed white man, the nation of Edom, all right, they're seeking this money for reconstruction because the so-called white man has destroyed their land and habitation. Okay? All right? It's more destruction brought by the so-called white man. You people are the wicked. Isaiah 14:13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. We read that, all right, in Thessalonians. And then see, it all matches up to you, so-called or self-proclaimed white people being the people and sons of perdition, according to the scriptures. All right, the people that are going to suffer the most destruction in these last days for your wrongdoing. It says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness?" You see? All right, and this is ISIS's reign, and we know ISIS is controlled by who? The so-called self-proclaimed white man. One of his proxy armies. And what do? Destroy things, making the earth a wilderness. All right? You can't blame this on the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the people that fit the people of perdition, the sons of perdition. This is Gaza. All right? All destroyed by the so-called white man. All right? You see? All right? Now let's see. Let's compare the visuals, okay? Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregations in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? How is he making the earth to tremble? By his destruction. All right, by his wasting of lands. As you can see here, people crying, losing their families, all because of the self-proclaimed white man and his bombing and his destroyers and his drones. All right, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? So the world's looking at the so-called self-proclaimed white man and saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Is he becoming as weak as we, as it said above? Okay. That made the world as a wilderness. Who's doing this? Who's destroying these lands? Gaza, Iraq. All right, who dropped bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki? All right, who went over into Africa and raped, robbed, and murdered and took all the gold and diamonds? Who is this? The so-called self-proclaimed white man, the wicked. All right, that made the world as a wilderness, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, and destroyed the cities thereof. Period, point blank, man. The scriptures speak for themselves. They're real. They're real self-evident, man. Okay, let's put one more time. Let's put, what was it? Baghdad. There we go. All right. Okay. This is, all right. This is just visual, so you guys, so the viewers can get an idea of the destruction that the so-called white man perpetuates across the world. Okay. Let me get a better visual really quick. All right, bear with me. And you can just type this in yourself, all right, and you can see the imagery, and you can see that the so-called white man is the cancer and poison of the earth. All right. This is what the so-called white man does. He bombs, destroys. All right. They that shall narrowly look upon thee, they that narrowly shall look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof? that opened not the houses of his prisoners. That's why he has us so-called Negroes, Latinos here, and Native Americans here in America, oppressed without our wealth, all right, without equality, which we know, it's evidently going to be no equality with this devil. All right, but we're showing you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua who the scriptures are pointing to as being the wicked, these sons of perdition, the nation of people that will receive the most direst and toughest judgment in these last days. We're showing you them, and we're showing you their attributes. All right, and all these things were written aforetime. All right, why? For our learning, for the learning of the elect and the 1/3. All right, all right. So let's get this. I'm going to end it out here. I don't want to make it way too long. This is Revelations 11. This is Revelations 11. In 18 it says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them." All right, let's get this pictured again. All right. Bear with me. I'm going to get the visuals up. Revelations 11 and 18. "And the nations were angry." Who are they angry with? These so-called white people going into everyone's land. All right, rape, robbing, murdering. Okay. "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the people of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy saints, unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them." All right. "And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth." The so-called self-proclaimed white man is the destructive power on the earth. They are the people given the sword. You so-called self-proclaimed white people are the biblical Edomites. "By the sword shalt thou live." All right. Then you got Jake in there being a coon. All right. But you've always had this kind of situation throughout the history. You have many Israelites in the Roman Empire, the Roman army, the Roman guard, or Italian band. Okay, you had many Edomites, or so-called you had many Israelites, excuse me, in the Greek armies. All right. Because Jake always likes to be a follower of wickedness. But though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. All right. So the Lord's getting ready to destroy them. And you can see these are the people. This is the nation. It happens to be completely infested with the nation Edom. All right. And the Lord's getting ready to destroy them who destroy the earth. All right. So Lord willing, that was edifying. I want to end it by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone for teaching and ruling one of the scriptures. And salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. Shalom and Abba Babal.